Good morning. I want to talk about forgiveness. Something that's been very hard for me because my parents were very abusive and they really hurt me. And they taught my family to hate me. So I have no family, none. I have no relationships with my family. And I've been exposed to the coronavirus. Yesterday was day 9, and I was up all night with a runny nose. I don't have a fever, no sore throat, body aches and pain, but that's the way I live all the time because of my fibromyalgia. I have a good friend, Pam Lowy. She was here. She was our church organist and pianist, and she also played at other churches. She's a very, very gifted musician. And I hope I don't get into trouble playing her music. But it really triggered me about forgiveness. And she, let's see if I can find it. Her name is Pam Lowy. Let me find it. I'm sorry. And I'm going to play the Lord's Prayer. But she also played it, but she plays it so beautiful. I should restart this live. This is silly. I'm sorry. But anyway, Pam's Piano, P-A-M. I'll leave a link for you. But she is a super gifted pianist. Oh dear. I'm really messing up here. Here she is. She played the Lord's Prayer, and I want you to hear it. And I'm going to read the words that she wrote on the Lord's Prayer. Many sermons have been preached on these words of Jesus. The ones that stand out to me today, these are Pam's words, are forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. If we don't forgive others, we can't be forgiven by God. And that's true. We harbored that hatred, that anger inside. And that's what I did my whole life, is harbor that anger and that distrust and that hatred towards my father, who was very abusive to me. And our country needs a big dose of forgiveness. Sure, forgiveness is hard, especially if you've been severely wronged, which I know I have. But God can help us forgive, just as He helps with everything else in the Christian life. And forgiveness sets us free. It's very freeing. I still have trouble. I try, but I have to ask God to help me forgive. To forgive us our debts as we forgive. If we ask Him to forgive us, then we have to forgive others. It takes away the power. When we forgive others, it takes away their power over us. Because if we hate somebody, it's not hurting them. They don't know that we hate them. They can't feel it. But our bodies can. Our hearts can. Our inner sides. And it ruins who we are. And I see the Ruseks, whose daughter and 2 grandchildren, their pregnant daughter and 2 babies were murdered. They're not full of hatred. I think they've forgiven. I pray that you will be blessed by contemplating the words of the prayer that Jesus taught us and taught His disciples when they ask us, teach us to Pray. That's another good hymn. But I'll leave a link to Pam's. Awesome. She's got a beautiful 7-foot piano. She moved away to Wyoming, so I'm mad at her. She was going to buy herself a little console piano. I said, Pam, no. You get yourself the biggest grand piano you can. So, and she did. And she has her YouTube channel. So please subscribe to my friend's channel, Pam's Piano, and I'll leave a link. But I'm going to try to play the Lord's Prayer. And I'm in the guest house. And I'm going to move the camera over to look out the window because it's just beautiful. I am horrible at playing, and I'm having trouble reading because I have blurry eyes because of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This is Paul's piano. Paul lives with us. He lives in our guest house. He has memory issues, so we take care of him as best as we can. So here's the beautiful view. I hope you enjoy that as I try to play the Lord's Prayer. And like I said, I get super shy when playing in front of people. So, but enjoy the view. Hopefully Paul's cat won't come and stand on it. Anyway, this is the Lord's Prayer, played on a Yamaha electronic piano, and I have it set to strings. I hope you enjoyed that. I muddled through. Like I said, I'm having trouble with my vision, so I can hardly read the notes. Not like I would read them in the first place. Not very good. I'm still learning. I was looking on the internet, the breaking news for our area. We're outside of Portland, and we've been praying about moving. And the house down the street is selling for $1.1 million, and our house is certainly nicer. So I don't know, but we want to move to an area that isn't filled with radicals. We had fires like you wouldn't believe if you look back on my, well, just look at the fires that were set all around Portland, Oregon. East area, Estacada, Detroit Lake was just totally obliterated. You're looking at the area towards Detroit Lake. It's on the other side of that mountain there. My husband has ham radio. We're both licensed ham radio operators. And if you can see up there on that mountaintop, there's a building. And that is our ham radio repeater. And the fire department uses that. And so do some of the local sheriff, because they get better coverage, because, you know, lava isn't kind to radio waves. So they use Larry's repeater. We don't charge them anything. Anyway, I'm sad about possibly moving to probably New Mexico or somewhere where it has 4 seasons and lots of thunderstorms and snow and pine trees. We don't need to be anywhere. We don't have any ties here to Portland, to Oregon, where we are. And we feel that it's time to move away and invest elsewhere. But I don't know. It has to be the Lord's will. But I don't know. I thought I would never leave here. We've been here 6 years, and I love our yard. Our house is older, but it's been upgraded. It's a nice place, and it has a nice guest house. Oh, we just bought the motorhome, the old motorhome with only 7,000 miles on it. The neighbor drove it for 3,000 miles, and 4,000 miles of that was getting it here from the factory. So it's brand new inside. Has a 400 horsepower Cummins diesel engine. So we're going to get it new tires, and I don't know if it needs new tires, but anyway, tires come up to my waist. And there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 tires. I don't know. We won't have any money to go anywhere. So I don't know. We just want to go have a look, go see around. We're going to take Paul with us and the cats and the Chihuahua. We're going to leave Mary home. We have a good kennel for her, and then we'll have somebody watch our home. So I don't know. But anyway, I've been looking at the past when we had all these fires down here. We knew several people that lost everything, and this insurance is still a nightmare because there's just too many people that lost everything. And they say these were naturally set. No way. I watched them. I have video of them setting fires going against the wind. So up here in this area, up here, right here, is spring water. And there's the Clackamas Rivers down there. Anyway, spring water fires were just devastating.
and I watched them set fires from Barton area, clear spring water going this way about every 20 minutes. And they people are reporting seeing these guys throwing Molotov cocktails out the windows. So when I reported that on my Facebook and Crime Watch, I got banned, and I'm not let back in. They don't want to know the truth. But anyway, the rioters have continued downtown. They want to break into the Justice Center. The 911 center that my husband designed back 40 years ago there in Washington County is being threatened. So my husband was going to be helping with that, but he decided he just wants to retire. He's 73 years old, and he works all day long. He works on the house and different things. Like he just built the new deck for Paul's, the guest house, and then our main house. And now we've got the motorhome and want to go places. So anyway, and I'm angry that the protesters are still downtown causing horrible problems. Rioting. They declared 2 riots on Friday night. They went through and they destroyed all the windows to the Apple store downtown, Nike shoes downtown, and other businesses. And that just really makes me mad, knowing that they destroyed our lives here. And then that was right in the middle of the pandemic. And then we had an epic ice storm. If you see my videos on the ice storm, it was just crazy. Power was out for about 3 to 4 weeks for most people here. People suffered. And the sheriff brought us several people here because we have a huge generator. And we have a year's worth of propane to run it. So our house was nice and warm, and we opened it up to people who were cold. One man was 95, and he said he was shivering for 2 days, and he says, I really thought I was going to die. It was so cold because it was, 19 degrees. And when you don't have heat in a little apartment there in Portland, you freeze. So, and that's where he lives. So his family brought him out here, and we took good care of him. Of course, we had lots of wood stove inserts and plenty of wood. And there's so much wood down here in Portland, Easter, Eagle Creek. You can see a lot of broken limbs here to this tree here, and on up you can see. And we had to take a couple of trees, big trees down. We've taken 3 big trees down. And the neighbors are going to have to take down several trees. Each tree is about 3 cords of wood. We have a wood splitter. Anyway, so we got plenty of wood. But I just can't believe these people are so full of rage, hatred, and anger. They want to get rid of the police. And I get that there's prejudice and hatred against somebody who has different colored skin. I'm not pure white. I have some Latino Mexican in me, half of me. Sometimes I have a little Scottish in me. That's a joke. My husband's Scottish. Anyway, these guys are not forgiving. These people that are so full of hatred and rage, they have hatred in their heart, and this is what it's doing. It's destroying our country. It's destroying everything. They aren't happy. They're down there shouting, F the police, and F this, and F that. They're setting fires, and they're just full of anger and hatred. And that's all they do, spend their whole day. And then the anti-maskers are angry. They go into the stores, and they closed one pizza place down, I see Pizza Hound, downtown Portland. because they had to close their store. They had to quit serving because this couple came in and were anti-maskers, and they were yelling at the customers and everything. Just, my gosh, just comply and put a mask on. Don't argue whether it works or not. Just do what the rules are. The Bible says, render to Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and to God the things that are God's. Follow the rules, people. We have to pay taxes. I don't like paying taxes, especially when you have to pay 50% of what you have to Uncle Sam. We hate that. And we didn't get a stimulus check, but I'm glad we didn't, because that means that we're okay. But the anger and the rage is destroying our country. The hatred. We've got to turn it around, people. And it starts with you. It starts with me to forgive. When you see somebody road raging, oh man, used to just get my goat. The anger that would well up inside me, and I just wanted to run that person off the road. Don't do it, folks. Let it go. Let it go. When somebody is road raging with you, smile and wave hello, and the jackass will think, oh, I know them. Oops. That happened to me one time. A guy was thinking I was going to get his parking spot, and he started flipping me off and yelling, and I said, hey, and he has his windows down. This was down in San Diego, and he had his wife sitting next to him in his truck. I says, how you doing? And I started waving and smiling, and he's looking at me like, oh gosh, I know her. I says, we miss you down at the tavern. Come on down next week. Bring your grandma there. Is that your grandma? Oh my goodness, he was mad. But anyway, it diffused the situation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that little laugh at the end, but I'm serious. If we don't forgive others, God can't forgive us. And I want to leave you with a blessing today. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. Bye-bye.